Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Two Nerds One Game. Today we'll be talking about what defines a good game and a bad game, and how to prevent a good game from becoming a bad game. So, I think that a good game has to have five major components: a good story, good flow, good energy, ability, good replayability, and impact. Impact is the most important. So, what defines good storyline? I think a good storyline is a story that follows a coherent trajectory where the characters grow, become smarter, have sacrifices and all that. And it's not just I was bad and now I'm good, or there was just a surprise villain and that was the entire story. So, what are your opinions?
I personally, even if there is a surprise villain, I feel like I know I'm pointing out exactly one game here, but the recent Call of Duty franchises, I don't see them putting that much effort into their story. And I remember I used to be able to follow along COD walkthroughs because I can't exactly afford every single COD game because they make like millions of them
$40
now.
Yeah. I mean, no, so $40 is okay. $70 is too much.
Yeah, and they release let's be honest, like twice a year, and that's way too much. Well, I guess since they're big and they have excuses.
Yeah, but it's just they're releasing too fast, and it's not. It doesn't.
So what I was saying is, even if their storyline is just at the end of the day just one guy who turned bad, I'd be happy if they even put that much amount of effort. But the recent COD games, I don't even see it that way. I mean, I've been trying to keep up with the story. I remember I used to easily keep up with watching walkthroughs of Modern Warfare 2 and then Black Ops early series.
Black Ops 1. Ops 1, in my opinion.
Black Ops 1 was my favorite because I was able to play it myself.
Yeah, it had a clear story. There's a sleeper agent. He's being interrogated, and every mission is a memory that he's replaying in his mind.
Yeah, I found you know what's funny because that was like when I watched that video, or sorry, when I played Black Ops 1, I was actually the youngest out of the entirety of COD, and I still like that the best, even though it was super confusing for me.
Yeah, I mean, the storyline is confusing, but once you begin to understand it, it just clicks. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. He's being interrogated. He can't remember the name of a ship, and that's why he has to relive all these horrible memories to try and remember the people who kidnapped him. Simple. But now, in Black Ops 3, for example, the storyline was so confusing that the only way it made sense was if you stopped one of the... it had a scrolling text that was scrolling really, really fast, and it was 4 pages long, and it was just, background text. The storyline was actually in the text. So you had to read, take a screenshot, read the text to understand what was going on.
Yeah, I think that's when storyline hits bottom rock, where you have to put a text. And I know there's gonna be Star Wars fans out there that hate me, but you
Star
cannot
Wars
deny it.
No, Star Wars
was a great.
It just gives it just gives background. Star Wars gives background.
Yeah, but this one was just the entire story.
Yeah, like in Call of Duty 3, Black Ops 3. Sorry, the storyline only makes sense because the character died, and this is his imagination uploaded onto a computer. That's the only way it makes sense. But the storyline only says it in that block of text. The point of art is to show, not tell. And when you just write a paragraph, why not just read a book?
Yeah, and I think that pretty solidly covers the storyline.
Yeah.
And that's the reason people really enjoyed the old COD games. And I'm not saying the campaign carried the franchise, but I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Okay? And especially, I was pretty bad at multiplayer. Hammy knows that the best.
Yeah,
I
clapped
was pretty
him
dog shit at
on my
multiplayer.
first game ever with a controller. I clapped him, so that just shows. Anyways, now next, flow.
So now,
and by flow I mean, sorry for interrupting, but by flow I mean that how each mission connects to the next one. It's not just random missions in random places. The storyline has to have some sort of pacing.
Yeah, you don't want to be at some random house in the last mission and you assassinate some random dictator, and the next mission you're in the battlefield.
Yeah.
Even if there's filler missions, let it at least be crucial to the story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for example, Black Ops 1, basically in our opinion, the epitome of missions. they they don't have to absolutely link up because those are just random memories that he's reliving, and the game explains that. The game explains that those are just random memories he's reliving, and that's why they don't connect so well.
Yeah, and also one more thing I think that defines a good game is characters. I remember in the early COD games,
Yeah.
they were very memorable.
They were
characters.
very relatable. Like, everybody knows Woods, Mason, all those guys. Everybody knows them. But like the newer CODs is just literally the character that you play as is named player. Like, it shows in the text where, you know, the subtitles, it literally just says player. You don't even have a name. It's just player. That's how little effort they put into fleshing out Black Ops 3.
And now I'm not saying that obviously the teams that worked in Treyarch just completely. I know we're completely bullying just Call of Duty. There's plenty of games that do this, but I see Call of Duty as a prime example.
Yeah, it's
a game everyone loves. They have great expectations, and every year they let us down. And then people still buy it, just hoping a better one in the next franchise.
Well, COD Black Ops Cold War right now, it's not the worst game ever. It's fairly good, but it's not finished. It's crashing constantly, very laggy, very glitchy. So that's why people don't enjoy it. It's like, it doesn't feel like a completely fleshed out game. And that actually brings us on to replayability. How replayable is the campaign? How replayable is the multiplayer? And how replayable is zombies? Well, zombies is for COD, but
Yeah.
like, how replayable is multiplayer and campaign? So, in the COD games, up to COD Black Ops 3, the campaign, up to Black Ops 3, the campaign was awesome. The multiplayer, decent. The zombies only came in Black Ops World at War. So, yeah.
Yeah. To elaborate, the multiplayer was pretty good, and a lot of people enjoyed it. But you can't. Multiplayer, if you're gonna be honest, is kind of just a reskin of the past games. At least COD 1, COD 2. They just
Yeah,
had
it's the
different
same
guns.
functions except different guns and
Yeah,
players.
COD 3 was completely new, and I know people didn't like it. It was
And you know what I hate?
futuristic, You flew, but personally, I like that COD at least tried something new. That's something Treyarch is not known
Also,
for.
yeah, newer games, they're just recycling old maps. Like, for example,
Oh
the newer Call of Duties, they had like, I think it was like 20 out of 30 maps were recycled
And
from
how
last
many
games.
goddamn versions of Nuketown are
Yeah,
they
like
gonna make?
there's actually 9 versions of Nuketown, not including zombies. And
Bro.
with the zombie, actually no, sorry, 5 versions of Nuketown, not including zombies. With zombies, it's like 7 or 8.
Yeah, and obviously for the last one, it would be Impact. Since, I mean, if you're going to play a game, you don't want to just end it after the last mission and be like, oh, that was nice. No, you want to, at least for the next, like,
Few days,
next,
just think
yeah,
of it.
You want
Think
to
about what the characters did, why they did it. Like, for example, Black Ops 1, again, it's to us it's the epitome of, like, it's the peak of the Black Ops storylines. And to be honest, I still think about it all the time. It's just such a memorable storyline.
Yeah, and so now there are obviously many good games that over time faded glory.
Yeah.
You know, and slowly they'd start losing people. And for example, Fortnite is. I know we keep referencing to Fortnite.
Yeah, but Fortnite is just the perfect game. It was good, now it's bad.
me and Hammy loved Fortnite, but Fortnite after
Yeah.
a bit just felt like a betrayal. And
There
yeah,
was like constant updating. Then as players started to leave, instead of just admitting that there was less players, they started secretly adding bots.
it wasn't really a secret, but at the same time, like, why? I mean,
Yeah,
I'd rather have a lobby of 50 real players than a lobby of 100 players and just 50 of them are bots. You know.
Yeah.
When I get a kill, I want to know that I made some kid on the other side of the screen rage. I don't want to know that robot finished their code. Oh, nice. It's
Yeah.
not
Also,
satisfying.
Yeah, it's just not fun. Also, Fortnite again. The skill ceiling is just impossibly high. You could never be the best. Like, that's just a fact. Unless, like, even now, it's already too late to start training to be the best.
Really, the thing about it is just the higher refresh rate. And I know that sounds very common, but if you think about it, it's the case. I mean, if you don't have a high refresh rate, you can't really build in that game. And building is, I mean, if you can build, and most people can hit their shots, and most people can hit their shots anyway, so it's kind of hard. It's kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. Also, not just Fortnite, but there are many other games that slowly faded, and it's not just
Like CS:GO.
bots. Yeah, CS:GO had a serious issue with hackers, and I'm not saying that's the only reason they fail over time. Obviously, they had their glory, and it's gone. And
I mean,
no
the
game
glory's
can live
still
forever.
there, but it's not like it's a legendary game, but nobody plays it.
Yeah, hackers were a big issue. People just push through the hackers and they try to ignore it, but you
It
can't.
was just too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
it
also,
the extremely high skill ceiling.
yeah, and the updates. If games keep updating, like again, Fortnite, they push their employees to update once every week. Obviously, we as the players should like it, but for a bit at least, I used to like code games, and I know it's such a hassle. At least for me, because I wasn't the best, right? But yeah, but the thing is, it's very hard if you push your employees to make a game they love. Yeah.
Yeah, if you force people to make a game over and over every year, they will start to lose their passion for the game. They'll just like, oh god, we have to make another Call of Duty again. Let's just recycle everything. We don't have time for this.
Yeah, and I've heard that generic managers really put a time pressure, and you can't expect to have a good popular game with such a tight, time frame.
Yeah, if you give somebody a year to make a AAA game, it's just impossible.
Okay, and last reason, glitches.
Yeah.
We all know Cyberpunk. I feel like
Yeah.
Cyberpunk it can
Well-
still be sabotaged though, because
Salvaged.
Yeah, sorry, salvaged.
Yeah.
Because of all the hype for the game, that it will take a while to die down, and if they
Well-
manage to fix their bugs,
You know, actually,
then it'll still be a great game.
Cyberpunk, it was meant to be a great game, but the internet wanted it released now. Like, they
Yeah, and
wanted
I
it
feel
now.
like I get it. But you can't be a game developer and blame, oh, they pressured us to do it. And I get it, right? Obviously, people
I mean, you
will be
had 8
asking,
years.
and you had to do it. I mean, yeah, I know, but games take longer. The time is fine. Sometimes people just procrastinate.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have a great idea, but they spent 8 years programming penis physics, and
yeah,
then
I know, genitalia, and they couldn't get basic goddamn.
people are getting cars launched at them, but hey, at least you can customize your genitals. Fuck me.
At least your dick can be an inch bigger than you want it.
Yeah.
It's like,
And that actually segues right into our next topic. Are video game developers scamming their customers?
Yeah, I mean, again, I wouldn't say Cyberpunk scammed. I'd say they just,
I mean,
well, in a way, yeah.
everybody
In
who
retrospect,
bought
they did
yeah.
scam.
Yeah, but everybody who bought the game, first of all, it was on sale of 50% because they knew the game was not finished. And also, the people the fans pressured the company into releasing the game earlier than intended, which means that it's the fans' fault for not having a perfect game. Like, they could have waited another 2 years, but they decided that it wasn't worth it. Companies that do scam their customers are companies like what is it called? The people who made Fallout 76 and the people behind EA. Those guys are spawns of Satan. So they basically only care about profits. The Fallout 76, they basically lied almost on every single point. They said 16 times the detail. Yeah, sure, but the game doesn't run then. Like, sure, you can have a screenshot, but that's about it. Or like, it's gonna be 4 times bigger than Fallout 4. Yeah, sure, but there's not gonna be much to do. It's just gonna be open plains. Or like, they basically sold it at a price close to zero just to bring into like microtransactions, which is just like EA.
It's like selling something for really cheap, or saying that you're selling something for free, being a YouTuber, and then just making the shipping price like the
Yeah.
entirety of the cost.
That's just like EA has a really big problem. They were actually Bethesda Studios were the ones that first implemented microtransactions, and it was for Golden Horse Armor and Oblivion. And from then, EA took that idea and they said yes.
Money.
And now basically EA is they're even downgrading the quality of the game from last year's model. Like, it's a carbon copy, except the quality is actually somehow lower. They're selling it for double the price, and they're also adding a paywall. So if you want to progress through the game, you have to pay for like better equipment.
Oh, let's talk about FIFA. I don't understand how that game makes any money.
Yeah, FIFA. Okay, I get it. You like soccer, but playing a soccer video game, I don't
Play
understand.
if you like soccer, just play. What's that game where you Rocket League? Holy shit! Rocket
Or
League's
foosball.
actually fun.
Buy a foosball table.
Yes.
You'll save
Yes.
so many millions of dollars from microtransactions.
Yeah, and honestly, like FIFA's a scam. Okay, I remember my uncle used to play FIFA, and I was like 6 or something, and I realized that game was a scam when I was 6. What is my uncle doing with the game? Again, if you're hearing this, uncle, I'm very sorry.
Well, also, but at the same time, like, there's not many options because FIFA bought the right. EA bought the rights to FIFA, so only they can release FIFA games, which means that they can release whatever crap they want, and fans will still be forced to buy.
Yeah, and
that's where the fans should make their decisions, because if the fans keep buying this recycled crap, people will keep making it. So if you just see a game you don't like, don't buy it. Buy an older version. Like for example, I want a new Call of Duty, but the Call of Duty Cold War is $80 and it's laggy. Then buy Call of Duty Black Ops 1. It's arguably a better game. Sure, the graphics aren't 4K, but at least it doesn't crash.
at least Treyarch's heart and soul was actually poured into that.
Yeah,
game,
because
unlike the other ones.
If you're gonna buy a game, first look at indie developers. If there's no game that you like, then look at the older games. You don't necessarily have to spend like $40,000 on a new game just because it came out this year instead of last year. Like, doesn't make any sense. And speaking of how video games have been on a decline, are video games getting progressively worse? Well, this is hard to say because indie developers usually pour their heart and soul into every game they make, but generally I would say yes, because video games just people are buying whatever is the new latest craze. Like, for example, Fall Guys. People bought it and then a week later it died off because it had tons of glitches, the servers weren't supported. But like Among Us, on the other hand, they did a good job.
And honestly, they took a really simple game, and that's what made even like I don't want to sound sexist here, but that's what made people across the different genders play it. Like, I can like boldly say that there's more women playing Among Us than there's playing Call of Duty, because like that's just.
Well, yeah, Call of Duty is made for manly mans that like to kill everyone.
Yeah, what we're trying to mostly say, what we're trying to mostly say
The
is
targeted
that
demographic.
if you want to.
Sorry, the targeted demographic for Call of Duties is men, and well, not men. I would say like 15-year-old kids, pretty much. That's the targeted demographic of Call of Duty. So yeah. Also, video game companies realized that you could just add in microtransactions and customize skins, and no matter how bad your game is, you could still sell copies.
Yeah, that was probably the worst thing.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. The moral of the story is, don't buy the latest game just because it's the latest game. Buy the game you enjoy, even if it's an older version. Like, for example, I love Call of Duty World at War. I would honestly buy it, but I probably won't because there's not that many players on it, and it's pretty much pointless.
Yeah, so I mean, I know maybe you're like a YouTuber. Then in that case, if you want to make a content, then yeah, either way you have to buy the game to get like viewers. But other than that, you're better off just watching the video and then mumbling to yourself about how shit the new game is, and just you're better off getting the older ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Anyways,
pretty
yeah.
much it. See ya, guys. Be good people. Don't diddle kids. And
Yes, I wouldn't recommend you diddle kids either.